NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang just dropped a new interview, and of course, Elon Musk is one of the stars of the show. Check this out.
2016, you very famously created the world's first AI factory, the DGX-1.
Yeah.
You actually hand-delivered it to Elon Musk at OpenAI.
Well, I built this brand new computer, and it doesn't look like anything the world's ever seen before. It doesn't work like anything the world's ever seen before. And I remember announcing it at GTC, and literally the audience was just like this. Nobody knew what I was talking about. And that was a joke. And so with the same amount of applause. And so I announced this thing, and everybody goes, uh-huh. And literally on that GTC, I invited Elon to talk about the two of us were working on self-driving cars. And so he came on stage and he says, Jensen, what's that computer? And I said, DGX-1, and I built it for this reason. And he goes, I could use one. And I finally got a PO. And then he goes, yeah, I have this nonprofit. I said, you know, when you build something brand new, the last thing you want to hear is that your first customer is a nonprofit. And so anyhow, I delivered. I was the DoorDash computer guy, and I DoorDashed this computer up to San Francisco, and the company was OpenAI.
It is a very profitable nonprofit, or revenue scale nonprofit.
Oh, we've been working together for a long time. Every model has been built on NVIDIA since, yeah.
And this thing is huge. Physically, when Jensen's talking about a computer, we're talking about a massive device.
NVIDIA's GPUs, when they say our GPUs, people imagine little GPUs. Our GPUs, one GPU is now rack scale. It's 2 tons, 120,000 watts, about $3 million. That's a GPU. We also sell smaller GPUs, the ones that Jeff Hinton used. That's like $1,000, $500 that plugs into your PC. And you could use it for video games or AI and things like that. But we also have bigger GPUs. And then a 1 gigawatt AI factory GPU is about $50 billion.
So tell us about these AI factories, because you might have the small one, might be the AI blender, but then you have the really big one, these AI factories that you went all in 2016 and started to say the world is going to need AI factories. How did you get that edge, that conviction? And then
you just got to reason about it. Exactly, you got to reason about it. So we built the first one, DGX-1. It was the most expensive computer the world's ever seen, $300,000 per node. And it wasn't that successful. And so I came to the conclusion we didn't make it big enough. And so we made a bigger one. And the second one became super successful. And now the question then becomes, how large do you make it, and how hard do you drive computation? The reason why things are moving so fast is NVIDIA's product cycles and the way we innovate, the way we design. We're not designing a chip. We're designing an entire infrastructure all at one time. We're the only company in the world today that you can give a building, some power, and a blank sheet of paper, and we can create everything within it. All of the networking, all the switches, all the CPUs, all the GPUs, all of the technology within that entire factory we can build. And it all runs the same software stack from NVIDIA. And because we can integrate like that, we can also move extremely fast. So I could redesign the next year's, and every single year they're all software compatible. The benefit of software compatibility is velocity. The reason why the PC was able to move so fast was because they were all Windows compatible. And therefore, by definition, if you're compliant with the stack, you could build chips as fast as you like. And so we're now building AI factories as fast as we like, at the limits of what's physically possible. And so, and because we're innovating at such incredible scale, and we're co-designing, meaning we're changing algorithms, we're changing software, we're changing networking and CPUs and GPUs all at the same time, we break out of Moore's law's limits, which is, as you know, slowing down. And so generationally, we introduce performance levels by about 10 times. I mean, it's an incredible level of performance that we give to the market every single year. The reason why we do that is we believe that just around the horizon is a problem that is so large you need a a larger computer, faster computer, on the one hand. On the other hand, when we increase performance at the same power, we're decreasing your cost. And so we're driving costs down incredibly fast, which allows customers to do bigger things, which allows them to generate more revenues from the same factory. And so NVIDIA's adoption today is because we're both the highest performance, we're the highest scale, and so if you want giant systems, you could do so, and we're the lowest cost. Our performance is so high, for example, if your data center is 1 gigawatt, you're not going to get more than that, you're 1 gigawatt. And so if our perf per watt, our energy performance per unit of energy used is 3 times, your company can generate 3 times more revenues in that factory. That's why I call it a factory. It's not a data center, it's a factory. They're making money from it. And so these AI factories wants to keep driving the scale up, they want to keep driving the revenues up, they want to keep driving the throughput up. And so that's the reason why we're innovating so fast. And it's hard to keep up with us. And it also explains why we're successful.
I'd like to deep dive onto 2 separate things. In a moment, I'm going to come on to AI factories, but first, Elon Musk. Of course, Elon Musk was the first customer to recognize the potential in what NVIDIA was building when the tech industry didn't even understand it. Jensen Huang describes launching the world's first AI factory in 2016, the DGX-1, to complete silence from the audience. He says nobody knew what he was talking about, but immediately after, Elon Musk came onto the stage to discuss self-driving cars and asked about the computer. When Jensen explained it, Elon said he could use one for his non-profit OpenAI. We all know how that ended up. Jensen rather comically notes how funny it was getting your first order from a non-profit. It's an expensive product, so that wasn't ideal, but Jensen did then personally deliver it in San Francisco. This moment in 2016 reveals Elon's pattern of recognizing transformative technology before others do. The entire tech industry audience at NVIDIA's biggest conference didn't understand what Jensen was unveiling. They sat there in silence because the concept of an AI factory, a massive computer specifically designed to train AI models, was so foreign they couldn't grasp its significance. But Elon immediately saw it and wanted one for OpenAI. This wasn't Elon being impulsive or randomly requesting hardware. He was working on Tesla's self-driving technology and understood the AI training required fundamentally different computing infrastructure than traditional software. The DGX-1 was designed specifically for the parallel processing needed to train neural networks, something general-purpose computers couldn't do efficiently. Elon recognized this would be a foundation for AI development and secured one immediately for OpenAI. The fact that every OpenAI model since, including GPT-3 and 4, has been built pretty much exclusively on NVIDIA hardware, and that all traces back to this decision. If Elon hadn't been the first customer validating Jensen's vision, who knows, the DGX-1 might have struggled to find adoption. Elon recognized the DGX-1 potential in 2016 when nobody else did, but that first AI factory was just $300,000 and wasn't even that successful initially. What Jensen learned from that first attempt, though, led him to completely reimagine what an AI factory could do. And now, they're building $50 billion facilities that are transforming how we think about computing infrastructure. NVIDIA redefined computing infrastructure by making AI facility manufacturing plants that produce intelligence as a product. Jensen explains the scale transformation. The original DGX-1 cost $300,000 and wasn't that successful, so they made it bigger. Now, a single NVIDIA GPU is rack scale, 2 tons, 120,000 watts, and about $3 million. And a 1 gigawatt AI factory GPU costs about $50 billion. Jensen reframes these as factories, not data centers, explaining the customers are making money from these. These AI factories want to keep driving up the scale. They want to keep driving up revenues. They want to keep driving throughput. This is a fundamental reconceptualization of what computer infrastructure is, and it explains why AI spending isn't slowing down despite massive investment. Traditional data centers are cost centers. Companies build them to support their business operations, minimize the cost, and hope they don't have to think about them. But AI factories are revenue generators. they manufacture intelligence that companies sell as products or use to create competitive advantages worth billions of dollars. The economic model is completely different. When Jensen says a 1 gigawatt facility can generate 3 times more revenue if NVIDIA's chips are 3 times more efficient, he's describing manufacturing economics, not IT economics. A factory owner who cares about throughput per square foot and output per unit of energy because that directly determines profit. Throughput per square foot is the exact sort of KPI traditional manufacturing facilities use. And that's exactly how AI companies now think about compute infrastructure. OpenAI's data centers don't just run their business, they are the business. Every token ChatGPT generates is a product manufactured by that AI factory. The scale jump is staggering. From $300,000 DGX1 in 2016 to a $50 billion 1 gigawatt facility today is a 100,000x increase in value in less than a decade. That's not incremental improvement. Clearly, it's NVIDIA recognizing a completely new category of infrastructure. The integration advantage is NVIDIA's moat. Jensen emphasizes they can design everything within it: networking, switches, CPUs, GPUs, all running the same software stack. That matters enormously because it means customers can upgrade infrastructure every year without rewriting software or redesigning their facility. It's a bit like how Windows let PC hardware evolve rapidly. NVIDIA's software capability lets AI infrastructure evolve at the limits of what's physically possible, with 10x generational performance improvements annually. This interestingly also breaks Moore's law's limitation. Traditional chip progress follows Moore's law, roughly doubling performance every 18 to 24 months. But Jensen says by co-designing algorithms, software, networking, and hardware simultaneously, NVIDIA delivers 10x performance improvements every generation. You can't match that by just making better chips. You need to control the entire stack like NVIDIA does. The decreasing your cost point is crucial. As NVIDIA makes chips more efficient, customers can do more with the same power budget, which means more revenue from the same facility. This creates a compounding advantage where better infrastructure directly translates to better unit economics for AI companies. If your AI factory becomes 3 times more efficient, you can serve 3 times more customers or reduce prices 3 times to gain market share, all from the same physical facility. That's incredible leverage that traditional data centers never provided. If you found this video of at all any value, why not consider hitting subscribe? Cheers.